Hey, CPO here, and I'm gonna do a quick video. This is kind of a test run. I'll do anything in the name of science. But the questions I get most frequently about the Hurricane: number one, how long does it take to air up my tires using my little air compressor, my master flow air compressor? And I don't really have that on video, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that. The other question I get is it any faster than airing up the tires individually? So, like I said, in the name of science, we're going to air up the conventional way. I'm going to go tire to tire. I'm going to air up from 15 to 27 psi, and then I will go back and redo the entire process with the JeepsNeeds Hurricane. First, just to establish the baseline, I did use the Hurricane to get down to 15 psi. And what I'm going to do is undo the Hurricane. Okay, so the Hurricane is completely disconnected. And what I'm going to use here is my Master Flow air compressor. Love this little thing. If you haven't seen my video on it, go check it out. Master Flow MF1050. I'm going to use this and the included chuck to air up all four of my tires. All right, so before I get started here, we're just going to plug this in and get a read of the current air pressure. All right, so this gauge is showing 13.5, so it's about 1.5 psi different. Let's run this up to 25.5, and that should be equal. So on all of them, I'll run it up to 25.5, and we'll start the stopwatch. Set that down there. That's at 0. I'm not going to be able to leave this on it the whole time, but we'll come back and check on it from time to time. And as soon as I start the air compressor, I'll go turn on the Jeep so that my battery doesn't get drained. But let's do this. So we're going to do, we'll give the air compressor the head start. Ready, go. So far. Air compressor move now. Let me get the stopwatch. I'm running a little over 4 minutes right now. Not bad. We're at 547. Good. Stop. $707.84 to air up all 4 tires separately. Now I'm going to reconnect the Hurricane and just see how the pressures are equalized. We're about 25. Not quite what I expected for a target, but it's good enough. All right, so we went from 15 to 25 in 7 minutes, 7 seconds. Now let's see how the Hurricane does it. So first thing I want to do, I'll evacuate all the air. All right, we're back to 15 PSI. And reset the stopwatch. Are you ready? About 20 PSI. This is boring, isn't it? .25 PSI, 4 minutes, 48 seconds. So same start to same end, and I forget what it was. About 3 minutes faster. I don't know how it works. Probably something to do with air pressure and the inverse relationship with air volume or something, but it is faster using the Hurricane. And by the way, for this 4 minutes and 48 seconds, I mostly just stood around watching it. I didn't have to worry about overinflating one tire before moving to the next. I didn't have to get on my knees. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. I just plugged it in and let it run. So I'm not saying the Hurricane is for everyone, but it is a great convenience item, and quite frankly, I really dig it. So that answers the 2 questions. How long does it take to air up my tires? I said 4 to 5 minutes before. Yeah, it's right about there, 4:48 for 10 PSI. And then the other thing is it actually faster than doing the tires individually? And the answer is yes. Why? I don't know. There's some physics involved probably, and there's also a lot of overhead involved in, changing the connection, turning on and off the compressor, checking. Every time I have to turn off the compressor to check the air pressure, that adds time times 4, whereas I only have to do it once here. So there's all these little things that probably amount to more of the time savings. But anyway, there you go, proven. It is faster. and it is somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes with my specific air compressor. Again, I hook it up to my home air compressor and I can do it in a minute, actually less than a minute. But hey, that's another story. So a couple things real quick, some tips for you. Number one, and you've seen me do this every time in the videos, but I want to call it out specifically. Plug your air hoses into the Hurricane first, then plug them into the tire. If you plug the hose into the tire with no Hurricane, it's just going to start letting air out. But if you plug it into the Hurricane first and then the tire, you'll be safe. Air won't flow unless you tell it to flow. The other thing is, make sure you have the tires connected before you turn on the air compressor. There are little seals in here which keeps air from coming out whenever, like, I have it unplugged. All the other tires are still plugged in. What keeps the air from running out is that little seal. If you turn on and apply pressure, particularly a lot of pressure, to this line without having a tire on it, you'll just blow that seal. They're not designed to hold that much pressure. So keep that in mind. And I think that's it. So hoses into the Hurricane first, then Hurricane into the tire, and then turn on the air compressor. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.